Hello, friends. Is there someone in your life who hurt you deeply? Someone who destroyed something important to you, ruined your reputation, or brought you down? The Kabbalah reveals a surprising truth. That person is an agent of necessity sent to you directly from Divine Providence. What is an agent of necessity, or appointed challenger? It is a person who was specifically summoned into your life to challenge you, to hurt you in your most sensitive place, and to force you to undergo a process of rectification and spiritual growth. Most agents of necessity are unaware of their role. They simply feel a strong urge to hurt you and justify it to themselves with various stories. But the truth is that they are guided by the will of God, even if they have no understanding of this. Here is an example from real life. Imagine a woman scientist who worked for years on an important medical research project, investing all her skills into it. Suddenly, a colleague with an inflated ego and lack of integrity steals the credit from her, presents the work as his own, and receives all the recognition. The woman feels devastated, humiliated, and furious. She has every reason to feel that way. But here is what's happening behind the scenes on a spiritual level. This despicable colleague is actually an agent of necessity who came to challenge her and cause her to examine herself and her motives. Is her self-worth dependent on external recognition? Is the work she did only meaningful when it's personally attributed to her? Or does it have a more important contribution to a higher purpose? If something similar has happened to you, where the credit and honor due to your hard work were stolen from you, it's clear that you will feel hurt and deceived. It's clear that your ego was wounded, and that you would want to take revenge on whoever hurt you. But let's put the ego aside and look at the opportunity for rectification that was given to that scientist. And here I ask you to keep an open mind. The situation that was created forces her to undergo a transformation in the way of thinking and her interpretation of reality, to release dependence on external recognition, to strengthen her inner confidence, and to understand that her true value is measured by her personal contribution to a meaningful cause that might help many people, not by the applause or compliments she expects to receive. It is very difficult to make this spiritual transformation and overcome the automatic thought patterns dictated by the ego. But there is a great reward here. When she undergoes this rectification, her conscious vessels are transformed, and she receives an enormous feeling of light and rises in her spiritual level. The colleague who served as an agent of necessity, he is the one who will have to face divine judgment sometime in the future. He committed a transgression that descended him to the kalipot, to the shells of impurity, but that no longer concerns her. Here is another example regarding people who cause suffering and grief to masses of people, entire sectors, and nations. This generation, which is one of the last generations before the completion of the general rectification, is obligated to make great and significant rectifications in an accelerated manner. This is the reason why certain leader souls are reincarnating into human society to complete the rectification of society through the path of negativity, to cause entire nations to deal with problematic and outrageous situations. Their current role involves, in many cases, corruption, betrayal of their people, inflicting unnecessary wars and crimes. These are the agents of necessity or appointed challengers sent to the people. When an entire nation must deal with such a problematic leader, who might be a corrupt and merciless dictator, it is given the opportunity to rectify itself, to recognize injustice, to learn to stand up for itself, to unite, to protest, to fight corruption with courage, and to overthrow the corrupt regime in order to earn a better leadership that will serve the people faithfully. In this way, the nation develops collectively. Agents of necessity, even if they are unaware of their mission, are essential to your growth, because they force you to transform conscious vessels that need rectification. Even those who seem to you like enemies or competitors play an important role in your spiritual development. According to the Kabbalah, if a negative person arrives in your life who serves as an agent of necessity against you, it indicates that at the current stage of your development, you are still stuck in the depth of the shells and carry with you conscious vessels that require transformation in order to receive a feeling of light. When an agent of necessity completes their role in your life, release them. There is no point in taking revenge on them or destroying them, only in recognizing that they caused you to undergo an important consciousness shift. They acted against you according to the Creator's will alone, even though they were not aware of it. They will have to be called to account for their actions when the time comes. The more you develop and rise in your spiritual level, the fewer agents of necessity will arrive in your life. And in the high place you reach, you will meet more people who will be good to you, support you, and empower you. I hope this teaching has brought you new insights. Thank you for being with me, and see you in the next videos.